So, hello again, everyone. Today's topic is part two movie, and we have to describe a film that we watched recently. And if you just pay attention here, we have been asked that so far we have to talk about the movie, a film, right? So, and it should be a recent movie that we watched so far, which means these days or the last month, this year, right? And it's going to be a fresh one. And we have some bullet points here, and of course, the necessary ones are a topic vocabulary, right? Topic related vocabularies are really essential for us to build up an environment for us, how to organize ideas, generate them with a perfect vocabulary and grammar, right? And next ones are phrasal verbs, which means phrasal verbs are also crucial for us, and collocations and idiom. And the last one is about sample answer. All right, let's learn 10 topic vocabularies. So the first one is plot. So what does it mean? Plot means the main story, the whole story, the sequence of events that make up a story in a film. So what happened from the beginning to the end, they are called plot. And the next one is a soundtrack. Soundtrack, which means the music used in a movie, right? And the cast means the list of actors casted in the films, for example, the main actors, the opposite actors, and so on. The next one is cinematography, which means camera work, right? Or the art of film. And the next one is genre, the category of the movie, and special effects, right? And screenplay. And special effects is the specific effects created by some sort of computer applications or programs, for example, Adobe Premiere or some sort of CGI effects, right? And screenplay means the script of the film, right? Screenplay means script, it means dialogue, it means directions, it means monologue, right? And the next one, protagonist. Protagonist means leading character in the movie, right? Leading character. For example, if you just watch Spider-Man, so the protagonist is Spider-Man because he's a good one. He's a goodie in the movie and leading character, the main character, right? And sequel, a film that continues the story of an early movie. For example, if you say Terminator Second, right? Terminator 2. So it's a sequel of Terminator 1. And the last one is about box office, which means financial success of a movie measured by ticket sales, right? And we have phrasal verbs, two ones. The first one is turn out. Turn out, which means to result in a certain way. For example, the movie turned out to be much better, right? And it means I thought the movie was not better, but it turned out later because I as soon as I have watched this movie, so my ideas has changed, and the movie turned out to be much better than I expected. And see through. See through means to endure or tolerate something usually boring. For example, I had to see through the entire film, even though it wasn't very interesting, right? It's really perfect phrasal verb, see through. For example, uh, uh, during during my childhood, I had to sit through in front of the movie, which is called Esmeralda, because we had to have dinner together with my family, and watching that movie was disaster for me, right? And then next one, collocations. Collocations, catch a movie. Catch a movie means to watch a film, right? catch a movie and watch a movie. So and it's often used in informal English, which means it's pretty cool to be used in spoken English. And film buff, right? Film buff is someone who is very knowledgeable and passionate about movies. Film buff. So film buff is a person, and this kind of person knows anything related, any topic, right? For example, if you talk about Marvel movies, right? He knows what it is, who is who, right? And so we have one idiom: cut to the chase. Cut to the chase means to get to the point or to get the main idea quickly. So the film took a while to develop, but once it cut to the chase, it became really interesting, right? And of course, we have sample answer here, and let's try to give our shot by reading, right? A film I watched recently was a sci-fi action thriller called Inception. So Inception, this movie is about a group of skilled thieves who enter people's dreams to steal secrets or plan ideas. The plot was incredibly complex and really kept me thinking long after the movie ended. The protagonist, played by Leo DiCaprio, leads the team through various dream levels, right? And the way they handled the special effect made the dream sequence feel incredibly real. I watched it at home. Or, all right, if you just pay attention, the first paragraph is about the movie, its genre, its a cast, the main protagonist, and how so all about film. And uh, the way how the second paragraph is organized, that I just give my shot in terms of my experience, right? It means I watched it at home on Saturday night with some friends, right? I had original planned to go to the cinema, but because of scheduling issues, we end up streaming it. If we had gone to the cinema, I think the cinematography would have been even more impressive on big screen, but we still enjoyed it at home, right? And on the next paragraph, if you just paid attention here, I try to give my experience, the way how I watched, so with whom I watched. And, and if you just if you have a plan how to generate ideas, how to make a sequence, like introduction, like main body, or how to organize my ideas, so it would be much more somehow useful for everyone to talk about the way about the movies, because uh, if I spoke, right, if I spoke uh, only movie from the beginning to the end, it would be somehow too boring, right? Because I need to talk about a little bit about movie, then I need to give my experience, right? And the next paragraph is: the more I watched the movie, the more appreciated the soundtrack, which was composed by Hans Zimmer. It added so much tension to the scenes and really helped build the atmosphere, right? And I like the cast, especially DiCaprio and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who both gave amazing performance. So if you just pay attention here, we are given a really good collocation, really help it build atmosphere, right? It's really good collocation here. So build atmosphere, kind of creating atmosphere, right? I really like the movie. Although I have to admit, I had to sit through the first 20 minutes trying to figure out what was going on, right? Because which means it was so boring for me in the first 20 minutes, because I had no idea what's going on TV. But it was one of those films where you have to pay close attention. But once it cut to the chase, which means cut to just chase means once the main plot develops, right? So it becomes much easier to follow. If you don't enjoy films with a lot of thinking about, you might not like as much. But for me, so you see, it's about me. It should be about me. That's why I have to give my um, ideas about me, right? But for me, as someone who considers himself a bit of film buff, so in terms of that word film buff, which means film master, right? It was fantastic experience. The more I think about the screenplay, the more I realize how well written it was, with many layers to uncover. So many layers to uncover, right? Which means there were so many plots, so many secrets, and I had to decipher that. So that that secrets, right? I had to solve the problems because uh, it was so well written, the screenplay, the script, right? And the last one is about my ending, my conclusion, my feelings, my emotions, right? I want to discuss it because, so the reason why I gave this movie, because the film left such a strong impression on me, which means I'm giving my reason why I chose this topic, because it left such a strong impression on me. It's one of those movies that stays uh, with with you for days, and I found myself analyzing different scenes and theories afterward. The ending was particularly controversial, right? Which means the ending was too debatable for us, argumentative, and we had a great debate about what it meant. Overall, right, Inception is a movie I would highly recommend for you two guys, right? Especially if you like genre bending films with clever plots and outstanding special effects like CGI or some sort of screen effects that's been used by a professional master computer, maybe techies, right? And if you just ever paid attention, I just gave my ideas only on the first paragraph, and the next ones I try to talk about the way how I watched, right, and with whom I watched, and I just talked about its soundtrack, the cast, right, and of course how I felt, because in the first 20 minutes I thought I had to sit through. However, then I just had a soft spot for this movie because it cut to the chase, which means the main happenings began, and I knew what was going on TV, and uh, the lastly, right, I gave my conclusion about this topic, which means why I chose this. You see, and in this way you can have an understanding in terms of the fluency, because I have a plan in my mind, which means I need to keep my fluency. Of course, in order to keep fluency, I need to make a sequence organizing the plan, right? And this plan can help anyone to talk about uh, as many as you want, right? Or because you just end up speaking too soon, because the on the exam date you're gonna be given, let's say, 1 to 2 minutes, but just up to 2 minutes, right? Which means it would be very perfect for anyone to experience, to share their ideas up to 2 minutes, which means by the time the examiner stops, right? So this is the information for anyone to talk about this topic. And if you just want to talk about this topic, I am going to upload all necessary information to group, Telegram group, right? All the vocabularies and simple answers. And if you want to share your ideas here, so you feel free to go. And this time I prefer to choose anyone by raising their hands. If you just raise your hand, I can select you, I can unmute you, and you can talk, you can speak up to 2 minutes. So anyone who wants to share their ideas, you can raise your hands so that I can see and unmute you, okay? All right, who we have? Anyone? You can raise your hand, right? Or you can write to the group that you want to talk. All right, anyone who wants to talk, you're welcome. Zalola. All right, you're free. You're unmuted. You can speak. So, are you ready?
Yeah, can I?
All right, Zalala, I have two suggestions for you. Two suggestions, right? The first one is you have to use the vocabulary with phrasal
Mm-hmm.
verbs, collocations, and idioms, and you have to pay attention to your grammar with if sentences and some sort of, not all, right? Some sort of complex grammar.
Understand.
All right, begin.
Well, I recently watched Inception, a science thriller about a team that enters people's dreams to steal secrets or plant ideas, maybe. This story was complex and kept me thinking long after it ended. Leonardo DiCaprio led to the cast, and the dream sequences were amazing, especially with the special effects. I streamed it with friends at home, and while it would have looked better in a cinema, we still enjoyed it. And so, Hans Zimmer's soundtrack really added tension, and DiCaprio and Joseph Gordon-Levitt gave standout performance. The film required focus to follow, maybe, but once the plot picked up, it's become easier to understand. To be more specific, the ending sparked a great debate among us. I definitely recommend it. Inception, if you like smart, visually impressive movies with deep plots. I choose to talk about Inception because it's not only I like it, but also my greatest source of strength and inspiration. Her endless puzzle and interesting insights made me the film I am today. And so I will never regret watching this movie. I advise you to do the same.
All
And
right.
so,
Thank you. In the beginning, I thought you were ready,
yeah.
but then I thought you decided to add your ideas right in the end. It was good for you, but would be somehow maybe wonderful to make up your own one in terms of your movie. This sample was just sample, and you could have selected any movie except Inception, which would be much better for you, I think, right? All right, maybe you can have another turn later by telling another movie, not this Inception one, right? All right, who we have? Who wants to talk? Who wants to speak about this part two questions that's about movie? So you better hurry, guys. You can raise your hand so that I can see you. All right, anyone, boys and girls, we are just losing our time. So Arzugul, would you like to take your shot?
Hozir 5 minut sal tayyorlanib oling.
Okay. Okay, Zulfia, you're free to go. Can you hear?
Yeah.
All right, first of all, how are you doing? Zulfia?
Oh,
Here? So are you ready?
yeah.
Okay, begin.
I am a Lamba, so I watch a lot of movies in my free time, and I would like to talk about one of them. It is a Korean movie called Magic, Magical Math, and I watch it with my classmates at school. At school, we have a move time, and on every Fridays, we watch a movie on at school, and we all found it really inspiring. And the main cast of this film is a boy named Ji-ho, and who struggles academically and feels discouraged about his studies, and he often finds himself in a trouble, and because due to low grades and lack of motivation. Everything changed when a school guardian, whose name is Mr. Park, takes an interest in him, and he uses a lot of creative methods and real life applications to teach his MS. And after that, Jiho starts to improve in his math, and gains confidence and gains good mark. If he didn't get a good mark at school, he would leave the school. And overall, I could to chase Magical Math is an inspiring story about growth, friendship, and power of education, and it teaches us and gives us motivation and inspiration to achieve our goals and to make a success.
Thank you. So success, all right? It's success, not success. Success, and you were talking about what? About friendship, about something, and I didn't get the first noun that you talk. What was the word about something? Zulfiya, did you remember? Mm-hmm. You know, in the end of your speech, you were talking something, and you said about something and friendship, and then something. So, what was the word before friendship? So, I didn't get it. I didn't understand. The
Growth dedim ama menimcha.
growth.
Rivojlanish.
What is development?
Yeah.
Right. Good. And it should be pronounced like leave, not live, but leave, right? And you know, the last time you mispronounced this word. So can you pronounce this word?
Yes, sir.
Zulfiya, can you pronounce this word?
Guardian. Deb aytdim.
What?
Guardian.
Guardian.
Guardian. O'tgan safar ham to'g'rilaganmiz.
Yes, the same old mistake. And you could say catch a movie instead of saying watch a movie.
Aytmoqchi edim, esimga kelmay qoldi.
And it's not move time, but movie time. If you say move, it means movement, right? Moving your hands, moving your legs, maybe moving your anything, but it should be movie time. You said I am film buff, or you could say instead of that, you could say I consider myself as a film buff, right? So these are my suggestions and feedback for you, and thank you. All right, who we have? Okay, Eleonora, can you hear?
Yes.
All right, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, begin.
To be honest, I don't watch films, but today I want to talk. I want to talk with you about a film with the name Batman, and it's film about a hero. I watched this film recently with my sister and on my computer. This is such a comic film. I totally absolutely like it because it fits my taste. I like it. I enjoy watching a lot of films with my sister. But my sister, I don't watch films often, and we can find that film that we can watch together. I want to discuss it because it's my favorite film. I don't like any films these days, but recently I found this film, and it's so good film.
So have you finished? Good, good. First of all, it was a good start by beginning with such structure, and you can say it's called Batman or call it Batman instead of name. So it's not name, it's title, right? So name is another word. You could say title or call it, and I think the whole speech was good and it was well prepared. However, try to keep on your fluency and try to not to look at the paper that you prepare. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Who we have?
Can I?
Yes, of course.
What's good?
Megan.
Oh, okay. The movie that I recently watched is Bridgerton's. I watched it by myself during the summer. Bridgerton is an American historical romance television series. I also read something about this movie on the internet, and if I'm not mistaken, this film was created by Chris Van Dusen for Netflix. Main idea of this film, lives of one of the 8 Bridgerton siblings as they find love matches, and about London's elite society. The main plot of the Bridgerton, Daphne Bridgerton, the eldest daughter of the powerful Bridgerton family, and I catch this movie. Because the clothes of the actors so beautiful. I'm really into this movie. So if I were you, I would watch this movie. That's all.
So thank you. You know, while talking, you need some emotions. Would be better because you said I am into this movie, and you need to show it. You need to show it with your words, with your feelings. Yeah, that's why I am into it, right? Because feeling some maybe by putting stress some words, right? Because we have 2 types of stress: word stress and sentence stress, right? You need to learn how to use sentence stress by putting stress on the particular word inside of the statement. That's why you need to learn how to control your sentence with some emotions, right? And of course, try to speed your speech, because you need some speed. You're talking slower, which means, let's say, during your speech, if your speed is slow, or you could have a possibility to talk about, let's say, 15 sentence total, right? However, maybe if you just improve your speed, you could speak maybe 20 sentence instead of saying 15 ones, which means the more sentences with a good vocabulary and good grammar, which means the more detail you gave to the listener, right? And you had some minor mistakes in terms of your pronunciation, like recently. It should be pronounced with like recently in daughter, and you have also kind of Russian accent, and your pronunciation sounds like Uzbek pronunciation, like z all the time, but it's not z, but the, right? And this is for
Okay.
you.
Thank
All
you.
right, so okay. So Saliha, you want to talk?
Yes, I want. So
Okay. Have you paid attention to the vocabularies I provided with?
yes.
Good. All right. Begin.
Recently, I watched a film which is The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. This film based on the novel by John Boyne, if I'm not mistaken. And this film is very interesting for me. This because I have a passion for learning history, and when it comes to film, story is set during World War II, and in this film follows a young boy named Bruno, and no, Bruno, whose family moves to a house near a concentration camp due to his father's job as an officer. So, as Bruno explores his new surroundings, he feels isolated and very lonely. And the more he learns about the camp, the more curious he becomes about what lies beyond the fence. If uh, if he had known the true nature of the camp, he might have felt differently about the friendships he forms. Eventually, he meets a boy named Shmuel, who wears always striped pajamas and lives on the other side of the fence, and the innocent friendship blossoms and despite the barriers that separate them. And the film powerfully illustrates the topics in the sense and impact of prejudice. And overall, the film has a strong psychology and is very difficult to digest. So, in conclusion, uh, so that's all.
Thank you. Thank you. You had slight mistakes, very minor mistakes with your pronunciation, but if you work on your fluency, maybe you have a higher chance of possibility of getting 7 plus like this. I think. Let's imagine you provided your answers like this in part 1 and part 3, and just I saw how you speak, I saw what you speak, right? And if you just keep like this, I can say that you can get 7 for your speaking, okay? Because you have good grammar with good vocabulary, and just work on your part 1 and part 3, and it's really easy for you to get 7 or 7 plus for your speaking. So this is my suggestion for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we
Thank
have
you.
all right, we have Sherbek and Ozadbek, but I think Ozadbek did raise it firstly. That's why the first one it's Ozadbek and the next Sherbek, okay?
My favorite film is about Merlin, because it is very interesting and cheerful. If you will watch this film, you will not bore. Actually, the primary actors, Merlin and Arthur, is very uh, beautiful, is very funny and which bully, but they are not boring. But Arthur was king of Camelot, and Merlin was her servant and sorcerer. Merlin was the greatest sorcerer in the all of the time or period. I watched this film in this summer with my telephone. I really like it. I really like it. And Morgana was very bad sorcerer, but her servant was good. I wanted to discuss. It is very knowledgeable, and I know about this film lots of knowledge. Oh, tamam.
All right, your first mistake is, have you paid attention to the vocabulary that I gave you?
What dediniz? Huh?
Did you look at the vocabulary that I shared on the group, topic vocabularies?
Yeah.
All right, primary actor should be protagonist. You should say protagonist, not primary actor, okay? Because primary actor can be good, but it's not good. Protagonist. So the word is protagonist. And it's not Arthur, but Arthur. So it should be pronounced like Arthur.
Arthur demedim siz?
And Arthur is male, right? Or female. So you should say his, not her. It's common mistake. It's common. It's generally common mistake for us, the learners, for us, like Uzbek learners. That
Morgana deganda his demadimi? Uning xizmatkori deb keyin Morgana dedimku.
no, I definitely remember you were talking about Arthur and Merlin, and you said her, and you could say in the summer holiday, right? It was summer holiday, so it's okay to say summer, but if you say summer holiday, it would be maybe better collocation. And it's not in my phone, but on my smartphone, right? Uh, and you said I like it, or it's okay to say I like it, but I was kind of into it. Into it means I like it, so it's another version of saying I like it. So if you say I was kind of into it, which means I like it, so they are synonyms, paraphrasing. And it's not bad actor, it's not bad character, it's antagonist. Like good actor, primary good actor is protagonist, bad actor is antagonist. And you said I am knowledgeable about movie, but the word film buff. You should say, which means I am a film buff, right? Was it?
I understand.
So my suggestion for you, first of all, just learn some topic vocabularies. Anyway, it was good for you. So, Shelby, would you like to talk?
Yes, of course.
All right. Bean.
A film I watched recently was historical wall called Gates, Enemy at Gates. The movie tells a story of Stalingrad battle, and movie is this dedicated Russian sniper Vasily Zaitsev. And if I talk about film movie of movie screenplay. First, Vasily Zaitsev comes to front, and he was with sniper, and his enemy, his enemy German, was German major front, and they again battle for Stalingrad. And let's talk. And I talk about this movie. Movie was very good, and the movie learned about a lot of historical information, and we can we can give a lot of impression, and so I want to discuss movie because we can learn a lot of information Battle of Stalingrad, and actors was very good. It is finished.
It is finished, right? You have the problem with your fluency. You have a lot of pauses, hesitation, self-repetition. So try to learn how to speak fluent, okay? Which means I suggest you to watch some movies or listen to some podcasts, and you can do some shadowing after the podcaster, right? And
Okay.
try to speak like part two speech to your friend. Maybe you should do 20, 30, 50, right?
Okay.
And he was B. So overall, you have several mistakes in terms of grammar, but he was B was somehow very rude mistake that you did. He was B. Was means B, so no need for B. And you can say protagonist, antagonist, like saying, so in the movie, the protagonist was Vasily Zaitsev, and he was a sniper, participated in World War II as a sniper, Russian sniper, and he defended Stalingrad, and he did his best to make a war against German warriors, right? And the antagonist
Yes.
was a German, another German sniper, who was excellent at taking his shots, like maybe headshots, like bullseye, and so on and so on. Overall, you have really big problem with your fluency and pause, right? Which means work on, and maybe in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or in a month, you can somehow achieve some results. Maybe make progress. You can see. All right, thank you. Do you have anyone who wants to talk about this topic? All right, the topic is movie, right? Islam, are you ready?
Teacher,
Evening, you ready?
ready? Yes.
Go.
I recently watched the best movie. It was called All of Us Are Dead. It was a horror film about zombies. Also, the movie too horrible, and it is reality. I watched the movie in the home at midnight by myself, as well as uh, everyone was asleep when I watched the movie. I really liked this movie because I like watching movies like this, especially if I watch them at midnight. I'm discussing this because I like the movie and I want to share my impressions with you. That's it.
Thank you. First of all, it was about what was the movie's title?
All of Us Are Dead.
Can you repeat? All
of Us Are Dead.
All of Us Are Dead. Right, I get it. So, did you watch at midnight on your own? All right, good. And you could give some experience. You could talk some experience because just I thought you were talking like I was watching this movie at midnight and I felt some scared, right? You could say like this, right? I felt some scared because, and then I realized that these zombie movies are not realistic, right? They are based on maybe some fairy tales or fantasies, which means it's not authentic for us. All right. However,
Yes.
for you, it's like good enough for you, I think, because as I know, for the first time you are talking like part two, and you should like you should work like this. Okay, it's good enough for you. Perfect. All right, who we have? So, yeah.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum.
May I begin?
Somehow my voice are coming back to me.
Your voice. No, my phone is in audio verse mode, not a speaker mode.
All right, begin.
Okay. I am really keen on K-dramas, and I have watched a lot of K-dramas till now, and now I'm going to talk about the film that I watched 2 years ago. This film was named Winter Sonate, which was filmed by the Korean actress. In this film, there were two protagonists who were Eugene and Junsang. They were in love with each other from their school time, and uh, but when the film was continued, it turned into another scene, which I mean, it was there was an accident with Jun Sang, and his mother forced him to leave Korea, and he lived in other country a long time, and he even didn't memorize her girlfriend. But when he came to the Korea, her girlfriend identify him and get into contact again. Get in contact again. All in all, I was so into this film because of its soundtrack, which gave me some kind of really feelings of romance. So I would advise to watch this film as uh, as soon as possible. Like, that's all. That's all.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Just I forgot to turn on my mic. Um, it's like it's not like dramas, but dorama, right?
Drama.
Korean dorama.
Drama. Drama.
K O
Okay.
no D O R DOR. It begins like dorama, and you have
Drama.
so many so you are
Yeah.
you are
Pauses.
making as pauses like hesitation or self repetition like this. Then try to get rid of this habit. It sounds like weird for you because
Yeah.
uh, it can have a negative impact on your speech life. Like this,
Yeah.
if you want to get higher score, work on your fluency.
Okay.
And it was
Fine.
really hard for me to write down your vocabulary mistakes, but you need to work on your vocabulary, okay? Especially topic vocabulary. You use it less topic vocabulary, especially in terms of movie. And,
Okay.
and I just get some mistake, I think. Identify. So don't say identify, but say
Fine.
find out, found out. You were talking some episode about she identified something. She found out something, right?
Yeah, I forget the word which I have to use.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway, yours grammar was good, but try to pay attention to topic vocabulary, phrasal verbs, maybe one idiom.
Okay,
So,
got it.
thank you. So, Azam
Thank you
John,
too.
ready? Azam, you here? It looks like Azam is not here. So, anyone who wants to talk, you can raise your hand so that I can see you and unlock you. Alright, I think we don't have any other volunteers, so can you upload another part 2, Zulala? Zulala, can you upload another part 2 question to the group?
Which one topic?
Next? Maybe 9th topic, I think.
Just
Alright. Describe an ideal place where you would like to stay, right? So this is the next topic. Describe an ideal place where you would like to stay. If you hold on for a moment, I'm going to upload some details like topic vocabularies and sample. Alright, let's pay attention to some vocab that I show you on my screen. First of all, we need to learn how to describe a place, right? A place, anything it would be. The first one is spacious. It's like having a lot of space. It means large and wide, right? And furnished. Furnished, which means provided with furniture. And cozy, comfortable and warm. Terrace, a flat outdoor space that is often attached to a building. Scenic, having a beautiful views. Luxury amenities, which means luxury facilities, right? Premium facilities. Modern appliances. Modern appliances means modern equipment like TV, refrigerator, air conditioner, anything. Minimalist design, which means Style. So minimalist style it's a style. It emphasizes simplicity and functionality. Open plan layout means design where there are few walls between areas in the house and penthouse. An apartment located on the top floor of a building, usually luxurious, right? So we have two phrasal verbs, look out over, which means to have a view of something from higher place. For example, the penthouse looks out over the city skyline, right? And move into means to start living in a new home. So we have collocations like fully equipped kitchen and breathtaking views. And as usual, we have an idiom, a home away from home. So what does it mean? A home away from home means a place where you feel as comfortable as your own home. So uh, actually, it's not your home. However, you can feel as comfortable as your home. Uh, for example, it would be so cozy and well designed that it will feel like a home away home. And actually, it's not my home. It's just the home. It's a home, and it's so cozy, well designed with minimalist design or a fully equipped kitchen, right? And it felt like it's my home for me. So, according to my emotion, right? And let's just pay attention to the sample which is given for us. And the ideal place where I'd like to stay would be a spacious and modern penthouse located in the heart of the vibrant city. It would have an open plan layout. See, if you just realize here, we have really good vocab here, right? With large glass windows that look out over the city, entire city, offering breathtaking views of the skyline. The apartment would be designed in a minimalist style with sleek furniture and luxury amenities to make it feel both stylish and functional. One of the standout features would be furnished terrace, perfect for relaxing in the evenings and enjoying the scenic view of the sunset. It will also have a fully equipped kitchen with a modern appliances so I could prepare meals with ease. In addition, there would be a cozy living area with warm lighting and comfortable seating, making it feel like a home away from home. See? As for the size, and I'm going to talk about its size, I prefer it to be big enough to feel spacious, but not too large. And it should have two or three bedrooms to accommodate guests, but still feel intimate. If the apartment were too large, right? It might lose that cozy feeling. So the more compact and well designed it is, the more ideal it would be for me. This place would be perfect because it combines. This is my conclusion, right? This place would be perfect because it combines comfort and luxury with practicality. I would love to move into such a space where I could enjoy the peace and quiet while still being close to the city's main attractions, right? If I had a place like this, I'm sure I would never ever want to leave. And so this is it for sample answer, and try to pay attention to vocabularies, all vocabularies, because they are really useful for you to use on your speech. And right now I'm going to copy paste into onto the group. So and we have a question. Is it necessary to say only a place of residence for this topic or a place with a view? You can combine them. Zalala, you can combine them. All right, Danura wants to speak, and you're free to go, Danura. Mm. So anyone wants to talk about this part too? All right, I'm giving you 5 minutes. I'm giving everyone 5 minutes to prepare. Okay, you have 5 minutes. Zulfiya, would you like to talk? Hello, Zulfiya, you are unmuted, so you
I'm
can unmute yourself.
I speak.
Hmm?
Can I speak?
Yeah, sure. Of course you can. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Begin.
An ideal place for me to stay would be a cozy cabin nestled in the mountains. I envision it surrounded by tall pine trees and breathtaking views of the peaks, creating a peaceful atmosphere away from the noise of the city. Inside, the cabin would feature a warm and inviting fireplace. The living area would have comfortable furniture like oversized chairs and large sofa, along with large windows that shows scenic outside. And I would love a well-equipped kitchen with modern appliances for allowing me to prepare a delicious food for my friends and family. And at the outside, I would like and I want to be a chair for stargazing the nights and stars uh, uh, and other views. In conclusion, undoubtedly everybody lives in a chaotic life filled with a lot of commotion, so it isn't easy to find a moments of relaxation. So I want to live in a peaceful place and a place, scenic place. So I think the cabin nestled in the mountains is the better one. And
Thank you. Appliance, modern appliance. This was your mistake, pronunciation one. And overall, your speech was good. Overall, your speech was good, but somehow you finished in a hurry. Try to speak a lot, maybe because you had more than 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds left. So you could that time as well, like usefully. All right, who we have the next person? Do you have anyone to talk?
Can I speak? I'm ready.
Begin.
Okay, the ideal place where I'd like to stay would be and spacious and spacious place, which can encompasses all the qualities and features I desire for perfect retreat. It would be a place that every detail has been thoughtfully crafted to create an environment that fulfills my everyday need. And in the window, there can be to look. They can have a look out over the gardens and forests, which can be seen in the large windows from from this home. Because every time I try to escape from the hustle and bustle of the city, and the breathtaking views can help me to recharge my battery when I'm exhausted. The And when it comes to the furnitures, it would be more facilitated and furnished place which can offer fully equipped kitchen and uh, uh, fully equipped kitchen where I can cook with ease.
Thank you.
My conclusion.
Mhm. Because you are thinking too long to generate your
Yes.
ideas.
I had too many ideas, but I had difficulty with gathering them.
Mhm. That's why you have a plan in your mind.
Yeah.
And what did you mean by saying in the window? What does it mean? In the window.
It should have the scene of the garden or nature. I try to.
Somehow really difficult to get the idea by this preposition. Maybe you need to change your preposition. Maybe through the window, out of the window.
Through the window, yeah. Sorry.
So recharge my battery was good phrase. You have lots of hesitation. Really, really bad for you. Really. And as for me, as I were an examiner, I would put maybe 5.5, between 5.5 and 6.0, nothing more. That's why I try to work on your fluency, okay? Your fluency is your biggest enemy. That's why work on your fluency. You have good grammar, but don't think about grammar. You are like thinking grammar, how to make sentences and statements, right? And there is somehow hesitation, and you can see a lot of lagging during your speech, which means very horrible for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone?
I'm ready.
So Lola, begin.
There are many ideal places to stay in our country. I would like to describe one of them to you. Now, I'm going to tell you about the national park. The scenery there is very beautiful, especially the soft sound of the birds is heard for me. Its appearance means that it's attractive and interesting. When I enter the park, one of the most interesting attractions is that there is a very high roller every time I go there. I fly on that high roller because when I fly on it, I can see the whole city. It will be memorable for me. Honestly, the park is a good place to hang out. I used to watch the children fly to different attractions in the park. Their joyful voices attracted everyone's attention. The sound of the birds landing on the branches of the trees was heartwarming. These sounds add to the attractions of the park. The more you explore the park, the more you appreciate it. These places will be my perfect retreat. It would be wonderful to stay in a place surrounded by natural beauty. So I just talked about the national park because not only I like it, but also the whole population is like to stay in a place. That's why I go to the national park quickly, so I advise you to do the same.
Finished?
That's all. Yeah.
Really? Actually, you had more than 30 seconds. More than 30 seconds means you had enough time to talk a lot more details like descriptions with adjectives, with phrases, a lot of things. So it's not good for you. And somehow you need more emotion. So why you need some emotion? Just imagine you are describing something. You're describing something beautiful, something stunning, right? And you should make me feel as well. You should make me feel that it is beautiful. And another reason why I say like this, you need some emotion, is that it sounded like memorized speech, okay? Like robot. You are talking like a robot without stopping, which means in our statements, in our sentences, there should be some punctuation, right? Like comma, like a full stop, which means you need to learn how to speak with pauses, like short pauses, like long pauses, and some emotion. Okay, try to learn how to speak with like emotion. Which why I'm referring to emotion, because it can help you to put a stress to the word, and of course to make an emphasis on the word. For example, you are going to describe something, and you are going to give an adjective detail with an adjective, and that adjective should be emphasized like loudly with emotion, right? All right. Overall, it was good. Do we have another one who wants to share?
Can I speak, teacher?
Of course, if you're ready, I can start 2-minute countdown. So you begin.
My ideal place to stay would be beautiful house near the sea. In this place, in this house, I can picture sitting on a cliff with stunning views of the ocean. And most importantly, saying if I could wake up every morning this from sounds of views, I think it would be absolutely fascinating. I mean that it would make my day more brighter. And inside of the house, I imagine a bright and living room filled with comfortable furniture, perfect for relaxing or reading book. And in this house during the day, I would spend my time exploring the beach. And if I could walk along the shore, collecting different rocks, and it would be incredible refreshing for me. And the more I connected with the ocean, the more relaxed I would become. And in conclusion, in this house would be a perfect place for me, with relaxation and fun, and providing beautiful moments and peace uh, for me. So that's all, I think.
Thank you. This time you had some hesitation and self-repetition. You repeated yourself more than 5 or 6 times. And you had some minor mistakes again in terms of your pronunciation, like idle. It should be pronounced like idle, not ideal. You know, ideal can be Russian version. And
Yeah,
imagine.
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 Imagine, yeah.
Yes, of course. And yeah, overall it was good, but it was not as good as your first speech.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
hmm
I will
Thank
try.
you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
work on yourself. All right, I think it's enough for today, as we have been having a lesson for 1 hour and 40 minutes, which means quite exhausting for me. All right, overall, we had 2 topics: describe a film that you watched recently and describe an ideal place where you'd like to stay. And of course, as usual, I gave my feedbacks to you with topic vocabularies and sample answers. And my advice for you guys, try to learn all of them, because uh, by learning topic related vocabularies, you can learn a lot. You can learn how to speak about a topic, right? So this is all for today. Thank you for your attention.